Okay, so lately I've been recording more videos, which is kind of good because I don't have all that much time to record videos, but recording videos are a very fast way to get my thoughts out. And even though sometimes, like in the last video I did, my mom interrupts me because she's always talking to me. Even though I told her I was going to be recording a video, she still interrupted. But interruptions happen. And some people have told me I should just edit those things out. The truth is, it's so time consuming to edit mistakes out in videos that because I have to load that huge file into the only video editor that I've had any success with. Then I have to figure out how to cut it, because it was easy to cut videos in Windows Movie Maker. It was pretty easy. But then VSDC, which is a much better video editor, doesn't make it as easy to cut the videos. It's weird, and I still need a better video editor. But anyway, I just like to record videos, and if I get interrupted, I'll just continue, or just stop and re-record the whole video. But I had a train of thought, so yeah. Sometimes things go wrong. But anyway, this video isn't actually about just video editing and all that. This video is another thought I had, because I think a lot, but I don't record videos often enough. And I know my subscribers have probably been disappointed, because there are people who do subscribe to me, which is kind of cool. And my most popular video is not even me talking, because, well, my talking isn't that popular, but it was actually a video of me playing the Equestria Girls mini game on the My Little Pony app on Windows 10, which is very interesting because I like the song and I recorded myself doing it. So that was nice, but that's got like 11,000 views. Of course, My Little Pony music is popular, and I would upload more of it if I wasn't so concerned about copyright. Because I don't want Hasbro to sue me over sharing their music on my YouTube channel very much. But I've literally bought almost every My Little Pony song there is. But anyway, enough about that. This video isn't even about My Little Pony, but this is just how my brain works. How I'll say something, and then that will get me started on something else. And so my brain doesn't work right, and I know that. Okay, so getting that out of the way. Okay, anyway, the topic of this video is about the word homophobia. Okay, sorry it took me so long to get to this, but so I hear this word a lot, homophobia. Okay, this word is used a lot by the gay and transgender, queer people, the LGBT QIA plus community, whatever. The acronym keeps getting bigger. But anyway, this word homophobia, I don't like the word homophobia, because I don't think that everybody who is against gay marriage or against transgender bathrooms or whatever, I don't think these people are afraid of gay people or trans or other people. I mean, the word itself implies that they are afraid of homosexuals, kind of like arachnophobia means you're afraid of spiders. And fear is a whole different thing than hate. And here's the thing is, okay, so I know somebody who they just call people gators, as a short way of saying gay haters instead of homophobic or homophobia. She doesn't like the word homophobia because she thinks that they just hate gay people. And I don't think that's right either. I don't think that most of the people who, people who have a good understanding of gay and trans people, but I don't think it's because they hate them, and I don't think it's because they are afraid of them. Coming from a Protestant American Christian background that I do, here's what I think is really going on. People believe that homosexuality is an abomination because there's a God, the God of the Old Testament specifically. With the New Testament, it's kind of weird, but they think there's a God who hates homosexuals, and because it's mentioned in Leviticus, and about if a man lies with a man, it's an abomination. They have to be stoned to death or executed. I can't remember exactly how it said it. Plus, your Bible translation or version will make a difference in exactly what it says anyway. But people, because of the Bible, they have this belief that there's a God. And of course, now I'm an atheist, but I used to be a Christian. I used to believe that, which is kind of a weird, awkward feeling. It was a very awkward feeling because, okay, so I knew it said that, and I believed in God at the time because I was raised Christian. And what did I know about the world? Now I don't think there is a God, but anyway, the point is, so while I believed there was a God, and I believed that he thought homosexuals or homosexuality was an abomination, the problem is he's all-powerful, and he created the universe, and he knits people together in their mother's womb, and he designs people. So God made the people gay in the first place, according to other verses in the Bible, and according to Christian theology in general. God made them gay. Okay, so if you believe in a God powerful enough, it doesn't have to be all powerful, but powerful enough to create the world in 6 days, 6,000 years ago, which is what a lot of people are actually believing, then surely God could have just made everybody straight if God had wanted to, right? Look, I'm smart enough to figure this out, and maybe it's because I'm autistic, but I'm smart enough to figure out that God would have to be the one that gave people their sexual orientation, as powerful as the Christian God is supposed to be. So God made the people gay. So why do we have that thing in the Bible that says that God thinks it's an abomination? I'll tell you what, whether a God exists or not, the humans thought it was an abomination back then. And maybe some humans do now too. They don't like the idea of homosexuality. And I'll admit something to you. I don't like the idea of homosexuality either. Okay, I'm not a fan of sexuality, of heterosexuality or homosexuality. I'm grossed out. If you watch my videos, you know that I define it as asexual and sometimes anti-sexual, which is probably more accurate because I think human bodies are gross, and even more gross when they are put together and people do gross things. So I'm grossed out by homosexuality and heterosexuality almost equally. Almost. There is a slight difference. But as far as it doesn't matter what I think about that, because first of all, there is no justification for restricting the rights of LGBT people based on anybody's feelings that something's gross. And there's also no justification for trying to use the Bible and your religion as a way of fighting against them, because first of all, that's God's job. If that powerful God that you believe in exists, well, then God can do something about the gay people. God can do it himself. But there's a chance that God probably doesn't hate, if God exists, God probably doesn't hate the gay people anyway. Because he made them gay, so, if God made them that way, why bother them about it? And if he does want to send the gays to hell, then, he'll do that. And nothing you say to them or anything you do politically to fight against what they want to do makes a difference. But as far as the way this planet looks, it looks like the gay people are winning the battle against Christianity, which is very interesting. It's very interesting. And I mean, I don't have all that much time right now, but I still have a few more things to say. See, I record videos whenever my mom leaves, but it always happens shortly before I have to leave for work. So I'm usually in a rush, but at least that makes videos short, except that I ramble on too much. So anyway, so here's the thing. Homophobia isn't really a good word, and that was the main topic that I'm trying to get back to. It's not that they're afraid of them. It is not that they hate them, but it's that they believe in this weird God who hates them. And they might hate him too. I'm not saying that there's nobody that does hate gay people, and I'm not saying that there's nobody that is afraid of gay people. Maybe some people are homophobic and they literally are afraid of gay people, okay? Now, I used to be homophobic to a certain extent. I was a little bit afraid of the idea just because, you know, well, something that you don't understand can be a little scary. I mean, I was scared about a lot of things, you know, but I'm not afraid of gay people anymore. As I've learned more about gay and transgender people, because you know I attend a group weekly, an LGBT group that I go to, and I wish I could tell you some cool things I've learned there, but I don't want to risk revealing the identities or names of anybody there, so I better not talk about that. But I have learned so much. I have learned so much from that and from watching tons of YouTube videos by the gay and trans people. There are some really good videos I've seen, you know, and but anyway, the thing is, I'm not afraid of gay people anymore. But I do have a confession to make. I am very, very afraid of straight people. Now keep in mind, like I said, there's a difference between fear and hate. First of all, I don't think it can be said that I hate anybody because I'm not a Christian anymore. So I literally can't hate people because now I have this understanding that people are the way they are, and it's not by their choice. I understand that free will is an illusion, and that people don't choose their gender identity or their sexual orientation any more than they choose what body that they're born into. And so it's wrong to mistreat people because of their gayness or straightness or transness or queerness or whatever it is. It's totally wrong to commit violence against them any more or any less than anyone else. So violence is wrong, and hatred is a thing that I don't think I experience anymore. But I do fear straight people. I do fear heterosexuals, and it's easy to see why. Well, obviously, two things that get me very emotional are, of course, the abortion issue, which only happens because straight people have sex, and that makes you know, women pregnant whether they want to be or not. And if they don't want to be pregnant and they don't want to give birth to that child, they go for an abortion. And you know, I don't want to get too much into that, but everybody knows that it's always made me uncomfortable, and I'll never like abortion. Even the pro-choice people and those who think it must be legal don't necessarily like it. So I don't like that. But because of that, I'm afraid of straight people, and I used to pray to God back when I was a Christian to make everybody gay, which is a very weird thing, and you know. But anyway, so yeah, I'm afraid of heterosexuals because abortion only happens, because pregnancy only happens because of heterosexuals. Nobody has fewer abortions than homosexuals, as George Carlin once said. And that man was brilliant and funny. He used a lot of bad language, though. But anyway, I'm afraid of them for that reason. But at the same time, even though I don't like abortion, when somebody does get pregnant and they do plan on keeping the baby, giving birth to them and raising them, while I feel better about that than I do abortion, and I'm just talking about my feelings here, how I feel about it, okay? I'm not making a real judgment on which is better or worse morally at this point, because that's too confusing for me. But While I don't feel as bad when they keep the child as when they abort it, I still don't feel very good about it. Why? Because that child, well, first of all, still will be brought into this world of suffering without their consent. That's why I'm an anti-natalist. And second, they're going to grow up probably eating the standard American diet, eating the same meat, dairy, eggs, and honey that all their friends are eating. Because if you want to be popular, you have to be like everybody else. You have to conform. And conforming, well, it means several things. It means you have to eat the same animal products that over 90% of people are eating, which I can't do. It also means that you have to be a Christian, most likely, because most people are. It also means that you have to be straight and cisgender. And I feel like I'm missing at least one or not both of those things, which is weird. But so I've learned that I don't fit in with people, but I understand that new children that are brought into this world, they're going to try to conform. They will have sex. Whether or not they want to, they'll still do it so they can be popular. They might get into drugs. They're probably going to eat animal products and contribute to the animal suffering. So people being aborted bothers me, but them being born and then living out their lifespan, that doesn't feel much better, because I know that's going to contribute to animal suffering and their own suffering. And the thing is, this view is controversial. There are other vegan anti-natalists who understand this, of course. There are. But I am a little bit disappointed that even the vegans have this delusion that if they raise their children vegan and feed them vegan, that they'll stay vegan. And while they may, there's always that chance that they may not, and that they've created a person that once they've hit adulthood, they will just eat like everybody else, and then spend over the course of their lifetime probably $1 million into the animal agriculture just by buying meat, dairy, eggs, and honey. So vegans, if they do reproduce, they are fighting against their own cause. And that's the thing, is it's like, it's sad. And it's because of the fact that while people don't choose their sexual orientation, and I know that, they don't choose their gayness or straightness. And so I can't blame them. I am afraid of heterosexuals. I am. Because of the power they have. But you know something else I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of the people who I'm afraid of the people who try to prevent the gay people from doing what they want, whether it's marrying the person that they think they love, or whatever the gay people are wanting to do, or the trans people. I'm also afraid of the people who try to restrict them from doing that. And of course, usually those people are straight. But I'm afraid of them because sometimes, and I don't know how common this is, but sometimes gay people, they try to conform and be straight. And so they end up getting married to somebody of the opposite gender, and they do have sex with them, and then they have kids. But then it turns out really ugly, because first of all, they've created these kids and put them in a world of suffering. Second of all, their marriage falls apart, because if you're gay or if you're trans, it just doesn't work to hide it. It doesn't work. For a while it might. For a while you might pretend that you're a heterosexual cisgender person. You can try to pretend. But sooner or later it falls apart. It does. Because secrets can't be kept forever. And I know that. And that's why honesty is the best policy. And yet honesty can cause some people to commit violence against you. Honesty can be a real problem, because although honesty feels good for me, it feels good to tell the truth. It really does. But people don't understand the truth, and most people can't handle the truth. But the truth of the matter is that not everybody is homophobic, and not everybody hates gay people. And some people, it's just part of their religion, you know. It's not some personal feeling, but just their belief system they have that makes them against gay people. You know, that's the thing. And that's part of it. But then heterophobia, while it's not commonly talked about, it's real. I'm a heterophobe, and you know, it's a weird thing to admit, but yeah, I am afraid of straight people, and I think I have some good reasons to be. But I really need to go to work now, so I'll upload this video later. Thanks for watching. Bye.